Hey there friends, and welcome to episode 1 of my gameplay series of Sumerians. The game is freshly released. Right now we're playing version 0.1, so really the first stuff that has been released, and this series will show you what's possible in the game. I plan on going once through all the available content and show you around what we're ought to do here. So I was thinking about playing on the hardest map here because I felt like right now, with the game being that bare bones, I felt a little bit like I was looking for a challenge. So if there's no other objective in the game, we're gonna go into a less friendly map at least, because so far I had good fun with what I did. The visuals are really good, and the user interface is working really well. The map is really looking good, so there's really certainly a lot of things which are going on for this game that entertain me quite well. So the river area is the only area where I can plant food on. Like this is the only arable soil. This is going to be all the area I got for the town. I guess I can't build on those hills. I never really actually tried out, but we're gonna start with a building spot here right next to the green fields, because we will need to put up food, and I roughly plan on expanding into this direction and gather up more food from this from this side on. What's really good is I have a really huge flat area here to build my town square on. I really like that. So alright, we already missed our almost our complete first month. Whoopsie daisy, shouldn't have done that. So the first things we ought to do are building a state field where my folks can create grain for my ledger, because in this game, grain is money. So the next thing I'll need is a builder's workshop and a farmer's workshop and a few places for my folks to live at. So far, things are really basic, but more fun than I imagined from such early state of the game. So let's unpause the game. And no, not yet. So here's the housing area. Just like it goes well for ancient cities, you need to put up large city walls in the vicinity of your towns to make your people happy. So it's gonna be the classic picture of citizens living behind huge city walls, and farmers and peasants living outside of the city walls. I like that. And the visuals themselves in this game are really nice, so I really appreciate what's happening here so far. So once you click a building, you can see here the builders. Those folks here with the arrows on above their heads are supposed to be my builders once they're done here with constructing some houses. I guess they're just moving in. I had it once that these people here were stuck forever in the housing areas. If that ever happens, so delete the housing areas and replace them. Right now in this version there's a lot of kinks, but I really wanted to create one of these. I really want to build one of these. Like, come on. I've seen them in the tutorial in the preview videos, and I really want to build my own ziggurat. At least that's the big goal I want to achieve for this series. So the barley fields are basically your source of income, but I'm a little bit late for this year, so we're gonna hopefully have a new harvest next year. So check this out, they're actually seeding out a little bit of that field before the year ends. Awesome. So yeah, we won't be broke. So since we're playing in ancient times, you workers are paid in grain. Like everybody here, the builders and the farmers, they're all paid in grain. So the last thing lacking for my aspiring township is a transporter's workshop. Then I have all the basics set up to proceed with cultivating this land. And we're gonna put up some new roads here. It's one thing I really like about this game. The citizens will choose their own paths and create them as they see fit, but you can just paste down your own paths. Maybe my guys won't be really using those paths, but at least I can give the city the look that I want to have, and that's something I really appreciated. Especially since it works like this, like just a paintbrush. It's a really comfy feeling that you don't have to send out workers and such. But I hope we're gonna see some brickwork roads in future versions, because right now all the roads are just dirt. All right, so now we're producing some barley, and here in this stats overview, I can check out how much grain my folks here consumed last year. So these few guys consumed 54 units of grain last year. Considering that half the field produced 740, we're good to go. Alrighty, so we are now ready to configure a few things. So the farmers, as you see here, this building is only working for state fields. So those private farms are your citizens' business. They will pay you taxes later if they're wealthy enough. But what I now want to put up is a mud pit and a brickworks connected to that. So let's check out where I'm going to put that down. I'd say the mud pit will be oh, that's a little bit of a harder decision, but I'm going to put it down here. The mud pits have to be on the fertile ground, but not the actual brickyards. So I'm gonna put down the brickyard here, and I'm gonna put also down a second transporter's business, because I want to have a few transporters which I designate only for transporting building materials. The priority system here has those transporters tied to a high priority to farming goods, and I like that. Farming goods, it's nice and dandy that they are stored quickly. I don't want to change anything about that. But building materials are also very, very important, and if you only have one transporter's workshop, things just don't get moved properly. But I'm gonna reduce the amount of workers, so the total amount of workers doesn't really increase. For now, I have way more jobs available than I have people, so maybe we should check out what their demands are. So they need more farming spaces, and they need more market stalls, so let's see to that. I really like here, it's pretty hard to connect the patches 100% exactly to each other, and therefore sooner or later your city will have that patchwork look if you let it. If you're struck with OCDs towards orderly structures, you can of course adjust them properly. It depends on my daily mood, what's the case for me. So I'm gonna put up a granary now next to the state fields to make sure that all the barley here is going to be stored, because that small warehouse here won't be able to store those stockpiles here, no chance. Alright, so now we should have a working production there. Yeah, so we can check out the transporters working here. Let's wait a moment and see if everything works out as intended. I notice here that these guys don't have any pathways, so let's create pathways. I'm not shy from using, shying away from using the big brush here, because the automatic designation here is really horrible, and there we go. That's way better. So this way you can funnel your folks towards designations if they're working inefficiently, just like that. So I'd say there's gonna be also a nice little path from the township to the fields. I do like the fact that I'm also able to roleplay around a lot with that. I really hope that the devs will put up enough content to this game, because having roads that which I can hand draw like that's a really fun aspect to me. Okay, but enough of that. We're now producing bricks, so that opens up new options. With bricks, I'm going to build that granary. But also I want to put up a proper warehouse. So we're going to be busy with these projects for a moment. So the warehouse, I'm going to put that into the town center. Because I won't be needing a warehouse down here. Down here I'll be mainly producing grains and bricks. And bricks can be stored in the transport, in the builder's workshop directly. If you enable that, your folks will have their bricks directly in the builder's workshop. And since the builder's workshop covers up all this area, I'll rather have the warehouse here, and later put up a transporter's workshop for production and production goods and such things, to make sure that my citizens have their infrastructure settled down. Okay, but for now I'm yielding in huge harvests of barley, so let's check out. Everything should be fine, I guess. They're consuming 300, so I like to keep an eye out for the needs of my town. So one thing, talking about needs of my town, water access. Nobody has water, and that's quite terrible, so let's change that. Water can be produced here in wells, so I'm gonna put up a well here and a well there. And we can also put up canals. So I haven't fully figured out if I want to draw one into my town or not. But if we do so, we do it later. Or, well, I haven't planned on that yet. So for now, let's just build a few wells. And I'm absolutely confident that that I want to have more workers on the brickyard and more transporters here, and let's see what that does, because I feel like nothing's getting done. Also, I'm noticing that we're needing new zones. So before I build new zones, let's set up our first temple. The first temple building you can create is built out of mud. And gonna place it outside of the actual core of the town. So let's rotate it into the vicinity of the fields, let's say. There we go. It's gonna be a first bigger site of worship. I don't put it into the vicinity of my town, because the next step I plan on doing is creating our town hall. So there we go. Of course, the granary will be inside the city walls. What a fool I would be to not protect my my money from barbarians from the outside world. So for now, I'll just oh, there's a maximum length. Just gonna do something like that, and we're gonna put in some gates here and here. And maybe later gates to the outside world too. Maybe one here for extra logistics power. And that's just that. I really love how easy the game does provide me with tools to create a huge wall situation. So let's amp up the workers here too. And now my zoning demands are huge. So I'm gonna put up another housing stone here, and notice that my wall blueprints already cancel out wrong housing stones. I'm so surprised about the polish and the micro management of the user interface this game already has to offer. That's one of the main surprises to me when I started my review about this game. I originally went with this game because it's my genre, and I also liked the visual. I like the visual aesthetics of this game. Come on, let's dive into the town. You're also able to pan the camera in very diverse ways. Let's slow down a bit and soak up the atmosphere of this little town. It's a little bit primitive, but once the city walls are done, these houses will upgrade. It needs to upgrade mud wall, so that's what we're providing here. But let's continue our tour through the town and get over to the fields. That's this big state field area. There's a new temple being created, and yeah, while I was like, come on, I can't even progress to modern ages. That was the first thing that spoke against this game for me. I really like progress, and being stuck in ancient times was like, nah, do I really want that? But well, I really like what I see here. Those fields sadly don't have any upgrade options. I have no clue what authority means, but we're gonna set up some authority in this area with that mud temple. Yeah, and that's our town up close. Every building here is designed with a lot of love for detail, and well, I must say, give this game a mod workshop and Bronze Age will come, and Iron Age might come too if the modders do like the game. So there's a certain possibility, because the user interface is really efficient. The amount of raw data that I can, which I can access here is awesome. Like the job panel here is pretty descriptive. I can do a lot of things. I am seeing my my wages in one screen. There's already the foundation laid down for better management of identical businesses. We see here a demand and consumption graph for all the things. There's so many little things for this game already going on so well, which are going so wrong in so-called full releases of games, that I really want to point my finger exactly on that and tell you guys, I hope this game sees some bigger future, because it's really lovely to look at. Although it didn't invent the wheel anew, but well, I mean, it's Bronze Age after all. The wheel was pretty hot stuff during this time. All right, so my township now is growing, and well, the quality of life is not what the folks here would like to see. At least the first well has been completed, so let's create another one. Water is a constant necessity here, so let's put down also some wells between the houses and the town and the city walls. I like the thought that these guys can go outside of their houses into their backyards and draw some water there. Alright, so the small warehouse is not really too efficient here, and well, the grain will be now stored in the granary. I wanted to forbid grain now here, because there's simply no reason to do this like that anymore. Let's see, my transporters are working well here too. So transporters can be upgraded with donkeys. So let's buy a few of those for my food transporters, because this upgrades their work efficiency. Because overall, we still suffer from inefficiency here due to a lack of workforce. But well, oh yeah, here, take a look at this. There's my first temple done. It's a little archaic building, and it also has workers. I have no clue what the workers will do. I can buy artifacts to make the inside of the temple more beautiful. That doesn't really do too much here either. So, I don't know, maybe the increase of authority increased also the attractivity of these fields. I have no clue what authority really does for the game so far, but that's not too much of an issue here. It's the first version of the game, and I'm super happy that it already works out this well. So right now, my transporters are all busy with let's watch their road. Let's watch their business. What I do like is I can see here that these guys would love to have a path next to the city walls, because they're just walking very, very inefficiently. This game allows me really good to evaluate the pathing of areas. I really like that. I've had a lot more trouble with these things in other games. So right now my ledger is a little bit problematic. For some odd reason, we didn't seed out the whole field last year. Didn't pay attention there. I don't know why that happened, but well, that's not too much of a problem here. So those walls are a really, really, really big job, and I don't have any donkeys left for this year, so I have to wait until the next year is passing by. I increased the amount of transport workers here now too, and I wonder, yeah, what we're gonna do. Oh, I can't do doors afterwards anymore. Well, okay. Yeah, well, it's okay. It's a little bit of a bad road here. One door here would have been better, but well, I don't need to over-optimize this. So, as we notice here, this builder's workshop is not able to reach all the areas of my inner township anymore, and therefore I'll have to set up one workshop with which does it all. But that's wow, not as easy as I thought. Let's see. I hope the blue borders are still good enough, but we're gonna see. All right. So I'm noticing that my harvest amounts are already dancing around in a little bit of a more unnerving numbers. So I'm going to create another state field here. So as far as I've noticed with this game, there's just no kill like overkill. Like there's no reason to have less than too much grain, because if you produce too much, it's just gonna spoil on the ground, and nobody will care about that. It's really no problem. So therefore, I didn't mind at all. All right, so I hope these workers here will help creating the walls there, because this is going to be awesome once it's done, but I think we're not going to be able to finish it during this episode. I feel like the speed right now of the game is a little bit slow, but well, maybe a 5 times speed would have been nice. Maybe I'm just impatient, I don't know. So my township doesn't really grow right now, but that's okay. My wells don't get aren't being finished, and that's mainly because the transporters are busy with hauling all the goods to these places. And also, the transporters aren't able to reach all the spots there, so I need to put up a new transporters workshop right next to the builders here, so to make sure these walls can be actually built. There we go. Let's amp up the transporters in this workshop too, because I really want to be able to transport all the grains off the fields always. That's a very, very important thing. If that doesn't happen, you're losing money. Grain is money. A little bit odd, but it's also not too unrealistic considering the situations during these times. All right. How's that working? I'd say these transporters should be also fully staffed. Now, the salaries aren't as much of a problem anymore because I doubled my production here. So yeah, that was pretty close to stolen. I guess that's what what's authority for. I see. So authority can be increased with guard posts. So I'd say if parts of my harvests are being stolen, it's now I finally understood what authority is for. The game doesn't tell you that during the tutorial, sadly. So I had to find out myself, but so I did. So yeah, the ledger is emptying a bit, but harvest is in soon. There we go. All right. And yeah, amping up the amount of transporters did the trick. Now things are being are seeing progress. So yeah, sure, okay. For a moment, if your ledger runs out for a short moment of time, you immediately lose population, and obviously we were too slow a bit, but okay. That's just a small punishment by I just lost, I think, about a quarter of my pops, and I received grain back. Right now, that really just, well, what can I say? It didn't do too much because the infrastructure is still there. So, yeah, right now you can't pretty much lose at this game. That's, but that's typical for city builders. So, I mean, losing a city builder game is not that, much of a thing. So obviously they want more housing. Finally the warehouse is completed. I was waiting for that, but yeah, okay, let's give them some zones. And now you guys had a chance to notice what happens if you run out of food as well. I guess that was quite educational too, so you don't have to fear anything at all. That's a little bit odd. I don't think I like that, to be like, to know that well, would just get a small bump in population, but at the same time, well, what should I think there should be some more severe consequences there. I don't know, but well, one thing at a time. So it was a logistical problem that happened last year, but the consumption already is pretty high. I mean, sure, I'm paying off tons of people for work that's that needs to be done, but the problem also is there's no proper readout in this game, which shows you how much workload a building has. I have, for example, no clue if these farmers are able to get through their work or not. But just in case they are not, I'm going to put up a second farmer's workshop, because somehow after that bump there, I want to make sure that it's not a lack of workers kneecapping me here. Okay, that's the end of episode 1. Thanks so much for watching, friends. We're just starting out. Next episode, we're hopefully going to complete this wall, this huge city wall project. I mean, I did make some really good progress. So yeah. Leave some comments down below, leave a like, leave a subscribe. I'd be deeply appreciating your support, and I hope you're coming back for the future episodes. We're gonna build a small temple soon, and create the necessary materials to see that through. So, good fun. See you then. Bye-bye.